In 1990, Nintendo hosted the first Nintendo World Championships, which pitted the greatest players in the world against one another in a grand battle. But that turned out to be the last Nintendo World Championships for 25 years, until on May 11th, when it was announced that NWC 2015 would be coming. The championships, sponsored by Best Buy, started out in qualifiers in 8 locations across the U.S. In these qualifiers, hundreds of people per location would flock to these Best Buys to try their hand at championship mode of Ultimate NES Remix. The individual with the highest score would advance to the finals. Those finals would take place the day before E3, the biggest video game expo in the world. The championship mode consisted of getting 50 coins in Super Mario Bros., 25 coins in SMB3, and then getting the highest score possible on Dr. Mario. A player's Dr. Mario score was multiplied by 100, so it was optimal to reach it as quickly as possible. This was the bracket for the finals. As you can see, it became very tough for a player to win after entering the underground. Only one person from each underground round survived. The top featured new games, whilst the underground featured retro games from the NES and SNES. It started off with the newest of the new, Splatoon. As Splatoon features 4-on-4 battle, the 16 players found themselves teamed up to win. It was a best-of-3 turf wars, with the winners of 2 out of 3 being safe, moving on into round 2. The losers battled in one do-or-die battle, and the losing team of 4 players were the first to find themselves in the underground, and what awaited them was The Legend of Zelda from 1986. These 4 took jump 29 years into the past, with their quest being to complete the first dungeon, defeat the boss, and collect the Triforce piece. The first person to complete this would advance to round 2 of the underground. Meanwhile, above ground, in the words of the host, it's difficult because you don't know what the game will be, but it's even more difficult if you've never seen the game before. A brand new game was coming at these players, and that game was Blast Ball. This game features mechs shooting at a soccer ball-like sphere to push it into a goal, with 3 goals winning the match. In this, the 3-on-3 gameplay led to new teams being made. The 3 members of the winning team, along with the best member of the losing team, moved on to round 3 with no more best of 3, while the others went to the underground. As it turned out, this first-person shooter combined with soccer was an exciting game to watch, but bad for 4 unlucky players who would take the voyage underground. This classic game was from the SNES, and it was called Super Metroid, a game hailed as one of the best SNES games ever. Players were tasked to defeat a boss and then escape the exploding planet. One player was able to pull off very tricky maneuvers, which propelled him to the next round. The game Back Above Ground was a game released just last year, that game being Mario Kart 8. This would be a pair of free-for-all 4-player sets of 3 races. However, this would be in 200cc, the fastest that the game can get, which proved to be difficult for some players. Some, however, enjoyed an easy trip into the Final 4, but for those with inadequate skills, a different event was coming, one that an announcer called the most intense game in Nintendo history, and that was Balloon Fight, or more accurately, Balloon Trip, a special mode that involved flying for as long as possible while avoiding spikes, enemies, and more. It was very challenging for the 6 combatants, as the winning score was somewhat lower than was expected. The final 4 battle, however, was interrupted by an old score to settle. About 1 year before, on the very same stage, the Smash Bros. Invitational took place before the release of Super Smash Bros. 4. Reggie Fils-Aimé, the CEO of Nintendo of America, claimed that he could beat the runner-up of the tournament, a smasher named Hungrybox. Finally, his claim could be tested, and here's the first bit of it, which set the tone for the whole match. Hungrybox, the runner-up, is Jigglypuff. whilst Reggie is playing as Ryu. As you can see, Hungrybox easily ascended to victory. After that, 2 matches between the 4 remaining took place. The same person, known as John Numbers, won both matches, advancing to the finals. The other advancer was a man named Cosmo, who tied for 3rd in the first match, but got 2nd in the last. John Numbers and Cosmo would fight for the crown in another not yet released game called Super Mario Maker. The creator of almost all Mario games, Shigeru Miyamoto, said that he wants the players to experience the joy of creating levels and seeing their ideas come to life, which was the basis of this game. In this challenge, Nintendo workers created some of the toughest levels ever devised. The first 3 determined time bonuses for the final level, and whoever completed that final level first would be crowned the next Nintendo World Champion. John Numbers was able to achieve a 15-second head start. Here are some highlights of the final level. Proved victorious as the new 2015 Nintendo World Champion. As prizes, both John Numbers and Cosmo received a new Nintendo 3DS XL signed by Miyamoto. In addition to that, John Numbers received the golden Mario statue seen here. Thank you for watching.